Right then guys, how's it going and welcome back to another fantasy football video. I did one earlier in the week where I basically went through what my team is going to look like ready for the Premier League starting tomorrow night. But I did also say that I was probably going to make a few final changes before tomorrow night. And I did say if you guys wanted to see that extra video, then make sure to drop a like, make a comment. I got loads of likes, I got loads of comments, so I'm basically going to be doing a quick run through now of the final few changes I'm looking to make. And again, thank you for everyone who put their comments down, because I had some really positive feedback on my team, and it was also really good to hear what you guys were planning on doing with your teams as well. So I may have stolen one or two ideas. But yeah, let's get into it. The first thing I'm actually going to do is look and see how quick fantasy football are to add. Andy Carroll's not on there yet, everyone. So if you were going to put him in, you're going to have to wait a little bit longer. So as for my team, I don't know how I'm going to do this exactly. I have actually gone through it a few times, trying to get the perfect solution for what I'm trying to do. The first few things to kind of mention, I suppose, before we get started. I am slightly apprehensive about my Sheffield United defender, Lundstram. From the reports I've seen on Sheffield United side of things, I don't know if he is definitely going to start. I do still think he's a very good pick for 4 million, and because of that, it may still be worth having him as a bench player, because I do see him featuring this season. But if you're going to have him as a starter, you might want to rethink it. Barkley, similar situation. Chelsea have got a few midfield options, and Barkley is a good option at 6 million if he's going to play, which again goes back to, if he's on my bench, maybe I could even look at a cheaper midfielder if I'm not going to be having him in my first team. Right then, so I've actually made all of my changes and then put the team back the way it was, because the plan is I'm going to run through it with you now. I know last time, my last video, I did talk quite a lot, so I'm going to try and condense it down a little bit more and not go into too much detail. And the first change I'm going to make is Kyle Walker out, Zinchenko in. I think both options are very good. Knowing my luck, Kyle Walker will probably get himself an assist or a goal or something. But because Mendy's injured, because Danilo is injured, Zinchenko looks to start in their opening game, and he's 0.5 million less, which I have to spend elsewhere. I also discussed the fact that I had Edison in goal. I have made the potential decision to switch it over to Alisson. It's a flip of the coin, but you'll see why I've done it very shortly. I discussed briefly that I was unsure about Barkley. I am going to take him out, and one of the highest comments from people on the last video was, basically you need Salah in your team. And maybe I was being... You don't know, because the season hasn't started yet. Who knows? Salah could hit the ground running straight away and score a hat-trick against Norwich as a captain, and I will have missed out badly. So it's kind of more putting him in because everyone else has done it. The amount of people who will have Salah as captain this tomorrow night will be huge. And if Salah does have a good game, then I'm going to be lagging behind. If he doesn't have a good game, then maybe I had, it's a tough one. It's impossible to guess before it's even started, but you've got to say Salah was a huge scorer last year, and not having him in is a big risk. So I have put him in. As you can see straight away, I've now got to make 5 million up somewhere, which we are going to aim to do now. I did mention last video that I thought Grealish was one to look out for this season, and I am sticking to that. However, they have a very tough start against Spurs. They then go up against Bournemouth at home, so I can see them doing all right there. And then after that, Everton, which could be a tough one. So I am going to take him out. Again, something else to mention with fantasy football, and I briefly touched on it last video, it's not unusual to use your wildcard within the first 3 to 4 weeks. Because what normally happens is very quickly you uncover the players who have got off to a good start. Normally players who are slightly under the radar, maybe slightly lower priced. I could not have Grealish in, and in 2 weeks' time he could have banged in 4 goals. Yes, I've made the mistake, but it takes nothing to quickly just flip it round with a wild card and put those players who are doing well. You're better off following the players in form rather than sticking with what you've got and hoping that it works. That's today's top tip for this video. Follow the form. Don't think, oh well, I'm sure they'll do it next. They'll do it this time. No, just get those players out who aren't working and get the players in that are. Hayden is actually top. In fairness, I don't actually think Hayden is a bad shout. Maybe I could put him in. Obviously, as a Newcastle fan, Hayden, we start off against Arsenal at home, so maybe that isn't the greatest game for him, although I'll probably have him on the bench anyway. Under Steve Bruce's new tactic, Hayden does actually get forward a lot more than he would have under Rafa Benitez, and he is actually the highest scoring 4.5 million midfielder from last season. So I think he could probably beat that score this season. So yeah, maybe that's not a bad shout. And to get my team back to enough money to actually proceed, we're going to go ahead and put Button in net, high scoring 4 million goalkeeper. I don't think he's going to start. It's more likely to be Ryan from Brighton who actually does get the start, but just to get enough money in. And then I'm also going to go with Den Donker, the Wolves 4.5 million. He is very highly selected on the game, so maybe someone knows something that I don't. And that is what my team is looking like now. Goalkeeper I'm happy with, obviously. Defenders I am happy with. However, Kelly, I'm not so sure, may not play. Wan-Bissaka, Manchester United are playing Chelsea first game of the season. Midfield I am happy with. Obviously, Salah is in there now. Up front, I am marginally happy with. Aubameyang, yes. Joe Linton I really put in as being a cheap forward option who has ended up in my first 11, which I'm not 100% convinced with just yet. And Abraham, again, I am very happy with him as being a potential lowish cost striker for the season. But again, Chelsea start away against Manchester United, so I think I just need to tweak it a little bit more and then I'll be ready. Right then, final changes. This is a team I did play around with yesterday. I wasn't sure of, but I think I'm going to go with it. I'm going to take out Joe Linton. A player I've been watching is Origi. With Mane injured, I think there's potential that Origi could start in this game. And because Liverpool play first tomorrow night at 8 o'clock, if I'm quick enough, I can actually view whether he's going to start or not before the game stops you making changes. It's a risky tactic. I've done it in the past, but it's possible, you know. So that's 1 week 0.5 million. I'm also going to take out Alisson because I now have too many Liverpool players, and I'm going to go ahead and put in Watford goalkeeper Foster. He is $1 million less, and Watford start their campaign up against Brighton at home, which I think it's very possible for him to grab a clean sheet there. I've now got 2 options. I either go midfield, there is some good options there. Fraser from Bournemouth, Lucas Moura from Spurs. I was keen on him first time round, so maybe I should stick with my gut. Spurs playing Aston Villa first game of the season. That could be a good one. And that is how my team is now looking. I am more happy with it. I know Rico sat at the back there doesn't look particularly attractive, but as I say, Bournemouth have got 2 opening games against 2 promoted clubs. He's 4 million, and it's looking like he's going to start the game. So there you go. That's the only kind of area that I'm unsure of. Ben Foster in there I think is a very good shout. Robertson, Zinchenko, Liverpool, Man City. You're not going to go too far wrong. Sterling, Salah, the 2 highest scoring midfielders from last season are now in my team. Perez, ex-Newcastle player, essentially plays as a striker. Looks like Leicester are going to be playing him in midfield, but I don't think it's a bad shout. Lucas Moura at home against Aston Villa. He's down as a midfielder. He's very likely to play alongside Harry Kane up top. Strikers, Aubameyang I'm happy with. Origi, as I've said, I think he's a shoo-in to start against Norwich because of the Mane injury. And for all we know, Liverpool could run riot against Norwich and Origi could get involved. Even if he came on off the bench at half-time, I can still see that guy getting a goal. Abraham for Chelsea. If I'm going to change anyone in that team right now, I think it could be him. Just because he's playing a getaway to Man U, first game of the season, and it's a toss-up between him, Batshuayi. Will they play together? Will they not? Will Giroud start? It's not in stone. But yeah, I think I'm happy. I think. Again, I can't remember what my team looked like before I started. It could well be that my team was better to look at before I actually made the changes, but I've said I was going to make some final changes, and I think that is it. Alright, so I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. Even if you're looking at my team going, Rob, what have you done? Hopefully, at least I've created some mind-provoking ideas of what you could maybe do with your team. Because that's the point of the video, really. But yeah, hope you guys have enjoyed it. As always, if you enjoyed it, again, drop a like. I will certainly be doing another video next week after we find out what happens this weekend. So I hope you guys all do fantastic. If you haven't already, be sure to join my league. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you later.